my audience. You walk into class excited because you know without a doubt that you aced that test. Because you studied so hard that you could author your own textbook on the subject. You kind of get frustrated because it seems like the teacher's waiting to give you your test results last. But finally, that moment of satisfaction happens, and as you look down at that perfect score, you're confused. That A looks a lot like a C. So you frantically start going through your test, checking all your wrong answers, and you realize what you've done. In your eagerness to ace that test, you've committed what's commonly known as stupid mistakes. We've all been there. We've all done that. Studying while stressed lowers your retention rates. Taking a test while stressed lowers your test scores. But listening to certain types of music while you're studying and before a test can reduce your stress, therefore increasing your retention rates and your test scores. I've studied and taken tests with this method and without it, and I have found that it works quite well. In fact, let me read something I found in a study at the Stanford University School of Medicine. Dr. Jonathan Berger, co-author of the study, says the process of listening to music could be a way that the brain sharpens its ability to anticipate events and sustain attention. Also, in a psychology journal article titled Effects of Music and Grade Consequences on Test Anxiety and Performance, it clearly states that listening to slow tempo, calm music prior to the test may lower the arousal to a more optimal level, leading to relatively greater performance on the test. Now, before I get started, I want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what stress is. And I know that you think that stress is the feeling when everything's piling up on you, or you're dealing with personal issues, or you haven't studied for that really hard test coming up. But according to the Encyclopedia of Neuroscience, the first and most generic definition of stress is that proposed by Hans Selye. Stress is the nonspecific response of the body to any demand, which basically means that anything can cause you stress. So earlier, when you were so eager to ace that test, you were causing yourself stress. But by simply listening to relaxing music, you can control your stress. By following simple steps that I will explain, you will now be able to take full advantage of your brain's power by knowing how to make it work more effectively. Everybody needs all the help they can get to be better at what they do. So let me help you make it easier to study and take tests. Being stressed while you're trying to study and take tests is detrimental to your grades. In a technology and science article by Nicole Mortiero titled The Science of Studying, How Students Put Their Brains to Best Use, she states, when we're stressed, our bodies react physiologically. Epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, is released. Our heart rates increase. We may even begin to sweat. About 20 minutes later, a delayed stress response occurs. Cortisol is released into our bodies and binds to receptors in the hippocampus, which we need to retrieve information. The cortisol makes the recall for information difficult. Now, I know some of that was hard to understand, so I'm going to explain it a little easier. What she basically is saying is when we get stressed or excited, our bodies release adrenaline. And that's what causes the fight or flight response. Okay? Our heart starts to beat, our bodies are at a high tense, and then our body releases cortisol. Now, cortisol is a chemical that jumps into action and controls our insulin. Okay? That way, if our body needs a boost of energy, it can provide it. But it also goes through our body and shuts down any unnecessary bodily functions. Recalling and retaining information is an unnecessary bodily function. Now, I found in an article by the Canadian Journal of Psychiatry that states high stress levels accompanied by high cortisol levels during information retrieval led to impaired memory performance. So an example of cortisol while you're trying to study is reading that sentence 17 times and not even remembering the first word. So basically, cortisol shutting off the ability to retain and recall information makes studying and test taking pretty much pointless. But what if we had the power to control our stress so that we could retain and recall that information we needed with ease? Well, lower your stress by putting on headphones and listening to certain types of music. In an article released by the University of Nevada, it says, faster music can make you feel more alert and concentrate better. Also, it states, current findings indicate that music around 60 beats per minute can cause the brain to synchronize with the beat, causing alpha brainwaves. Alpha brainwaves is what is present when we are relaxed and conscious. Now, I'm not saying that every type of music is suitable for studying. The right kind of music is no words, moderate to fast beat, and something that you enjoy listening to while you're studying at a reasonable level of volume. And for that reason, I have compiled a list of YouTube links that have different types of music that's suitable for studying and suitable to listen to before you take a test. So take a moment, go through the types of the music, go through all of them, find what you like and that's best suited for you. After you've taken a minute and found your style of study music, you will notice with little change to your study habits that you will increase your retention and your test grades. Imagine not having to read that sentence 10 times. Test taking is not stressful and those simple mistakes are easily avoidable. You'll also notice you're retaining information that you're studying at a faster rate, therefore saving time. With that time that you save, you'll be able to retain and with that time that you save, being able to retain and recall information faster, you can allow more time for other things in your life that are causing you stress. Now let's think about how incredible that is for just 1 second, okay? If we study more effectively, which saves us time, allowing us to cause other things in our life that causes us stress, to take care of that, then we will no doubt feel much better. So, one tiny simple change in studying, which we have to do anyways, can make us feel better and have more time for ourselves. So listen to the certain types of music that you find enjoyable for studying and before taking a test to improve your retention rates and your test scores. It really is that simple. I do it, and I won't do it any other way. So, now that you know, through all of my research and personal practices, that you can control how you relax with music, get those headphones on and get those grades up now. My notes.